Hello and welcome to India, New-Deli for the ISSF 2017 World Cup Final. It's a combined rifle, pistol and shotgun event. Today, in a couple of moments, we're going to be talking you through the men's 10-meter air pistol event. As ever, I'm Matthew Layton, and my guest took part in February's most exciting final, where he finally came second in the 50-meter pistol. Amanpreet Singh from India, how are you?
I am fine, thank you so much.
So the tension is at its maximum. The athletes are just about to be introduced. A couple of huge names have not made it. There were 10 athletes. These are the elite who made it through the World Cup final. However, Juan Chauvin, the Olympic champion, came 10th, didn't come through. And Jitu Rai missed out on his last shot. We're not going to see him either.
Yeah. It was like we were praying for him that he must shoot at least 1/10 in last two shots, but unfortunately the bow shots was 9.9. So it was a hard luck for him, hard luck for India today.
We're going to let Jamie take over. I think the volume is quite good. He's going to introduce the athletes one at a time from their shooting position.
Yeah. He's he's Matsuda from Japan, very good shooter in the finals. Last 3 World Cup he won.
So there's Tran. Perhaps a bit of a surprise that he's the only representative from Vietnam. There's his coach.
Yeah.
Yang Wei, high expectations today. Won in Gabler, the last World Cup. So Damir is the reigning champion. The unknown athlete, Xu Jianyi. Only ever done one World Cup before and was here.
Representing Ukraine, he's a world number 7 with Youth Olympic Games gold at the age of 19, 2 World Cup medals including gold from Munich in May. It's Pavел Korostılov.
Major prospect is Pavle.
And on firing point G, representing Serbia, he's won European Championships Junior bronze as well as 50-meter pistol World Cup bronze from Munich. This year, making his World Cup final debut is
Grgic, second Serbian athlete, very tall, very elegant, and he qualified by coming 5th in Gabler.
Representing Ukraine, he's competed at the last 3 Olympic Games and is no stranger to World Cup finals, including bronze in 2013 and gold in Bangkok 2008. It's Oleh Омельчук.
Омельчuк, probably going to be the first to finish each section, very fast shooter. There's Heidi Gerber, who's going to be involved in the 25-meter suit. Introducing the dignitaries.
And our chief range officer is Mr. Joseph Saeed of India.
This athlete has been on duty all week. So Amanpreet, we've had the athletes introduced.
Yeah.
Some very experienced, some not particularly experienced. They're going to be 2 series of 5 shots.
Yes.
What are they going through now? What are they thinking now? What's the last minute preparation?
Maybe, last time when I was standing there, was focusing on like or technique, like how to release my first series, like every time each shot, next shot. So it was like that. So maybe they are thinking the same, their sequence, and then they will apply it. Yeah.
Easy to say, maybe difficult to do because this is it's quite a small crowd. A lot of the other athletes are actually involved in pre-qualification, and that's why we don't see many women who are involved in the 25-meter pistol. Celine, who won yesterday, the 10 meter, she's now on an aeroplane going home to France, Goberville. And most of the athletes for the men's 25-meter rapid fire are also training, and most of the Indian athletes are also training, because you're going off to Australia tomorrow.
Yeah, we have a flight in the evening, and we are going for the Commonwealth Championship tomorrow, and and tomorrow we also have an event.
Clearly you have your 50-meter, which is obviously something that we remember dramatically from you last year, where you, February this year, where you excelled, and at the end you pipped at the post by Raiju, as we mentioned a couple of seconds ago, just missed out. Anyway, back to the action here. It's the first shot. Омельчук starts with a 10.6, which is very, very good.
Yeah, he's a really very good shooter. Even in the qualification, he did so well today, and I know him for so long, so shooting very well.
And you've been on the scene for the last 16 years, you say?
Yeah, I'm shooting from last 16 years, and my first World Cups was in 2007. So I watched them from that time, so I know them very well.
Well, trying to your picture has Olympic exposure. He was 26th in this event in Rio.
Yes.
He's been in quite a few World Cups. He's obviously has a good reputation in the Asian Games. Best position 2014. Taking quite a long time to shoot.
Yes, Taran actually did very well in the qualification today. He topped that, and right now he shot one shot in it, a little bit shaking in finals.
Well, he did really well, didn't he? He had 5.86 with 28.
8x, yes.
Which is good news.
He topped the qualification. And I see Matsuda plays very well finals. Even in the last 3 World Cups, he played so well.
Today, we're watching Wei. He stands back, doesn't he? His technique is he leans quite over.
Yeah.
If it works for him there. I think what's interesting about this is that all the athletes, they have a different technique in the way they stand, and some of them are facing shoulder on. If you look here, Kostorailov, he almost has his shoulder really into his chin.
Yes, it looks so like stiff, tight, his body, we can see. And but he also shot rapid fire, and I saw his scores, and he also shot good in that. So he shot all the events. His coach is a bit worried.
I was speaking to Christian Reitz when we were watching this, and I said, would you be able to do that position with your arm? He said, no, I'd end up in hospital if I tried to.
Yes, it's like unique position in this air pistol.
Whose elbow is really high. Here's Damir, who has, I suppose, he has the and they say he has the classical position where he looks.
He looks so calm, and like I like the way of shooting he do.
He's very tall, isn't he? Very tall and angular.
Yeah,
anyway, the first round is Matsuda with a 51.1. Омельчуk a little bit off the pace, 8.8 behind. It gets again a further 0.5 back. What's interesting about Matsuda is right until the last shot of qualifications, it looked like he was going to be out. And as you mentioned a couple of minutes ago,
actually,
Rai had only to do a 10 in one of his last 2 shots because he was ahead on the inner.
Last 2 shots, but he shot 9.9, so it was a hard luck for him. But right now Matsuda is doing so well in the finals.
If we look through what he did, for example, in Munich, he was after 13 shots, he was back in 6th position, and he came up and took the 2nd. So he in position here, This,
Yeah.
I think you've already mentioned his results this season are spectacular. First, second, and second.
I think he got the confidence from his last 3 World Cups. Like he won medals in last 3 World Cups. So now, right now, he's having more confidence in the finals. So that's why he's still shooting good. Oh,
Sure. Interesting. We know absolutely nothing about him. He turned up at the last World Cup in India. That was his first international event.
yeah.
Disappears and then comes back and shoots very solidly.
Yeah, China has a lot of shooter who's like very shooting very good scores, but they have to pick to whom they have to send for the World Cup. So we can see new faces every time.
And clearly we have the Asian Games in December, which is
Yes,
a major
yes.
priority. I understand about the Chinese system and some of the Asian systems is that it's a case of you select the best shooters. In Europe, you tend to train people so they become the best shooters. In Asia, you select. It doesn't matter what technique they have. If it works, you select them.
Yeah, I heard maybe in China they select the shooter first players to which sport they will go, and then they train them. It's like that, but
Омельчук's last 3, 10.5, 10.2, 10.3.
Yeah, yes, good shooting,
is,
very good. Yeah, almost tie with the Matsuda. Dami shot 9.5.
But Dami won last year, so
Yeah,
he knows how to. That's in Bologna, of course. He knows how to perform at this high level. But Pavle, only 19. What an amazing talent!
yes, he's a very young and won, I think, 2 World Cups. He already won in the seniors, so. it's
And
very
announced
good.
himself by winning the Youth Olympic Games.
Yes.
And like you mentioned, is also very good at
Yeah.
the rapid fire. Of course, he's been to the Olympics. Disappointed, perhaps. He was 35th, and in the rapid fire, he was 16th. Wei Yang. I wonder if you're going to see his stance, because it really is. I'm not qualified to say looking awkward, but he leans back a lot, doesn't he, when he fires?
Yes, but everybody's having different kind of position, you know. So, Matsuda shot 8.8.
That certainly moved him down.
Yes.
Grigic, what's he been doing? Yes,
Let's see.
8.8 last shot.
Yeah.
But we did notice we had several of the European-based athletes were topping qualifications, apart from Tran, who was the exception. And that's surprising maybe because it's the end of their season. So they're on relax zone, whereas in Asia, it's the sort of beginning of the season. So you'd
Yes,
expect it to be
it's
good.
like next year we have major competitions and quota place is starting. So that's why this year maybe they relax after Olympics. So next year everybody will come with the form. Yeah.
Well, we've had now 10 shots, so 2 series of 5 are out the way, and now we're going to the elimination phase. As you can clearly see on your screen, Омельчук, Matsuda and Koroklalov are the 3 top athletes with a good solid lead by Ole, who shoots in the Bundesliga. I believe there's 3 athletes, there's Matsuda, Grigic, Mikic of course, and Омельчук, that's 4 who are shooting in the Bundesliga. So they're used to a lot of noise, and here it's very quiet, isn't it?
Yeah, because maybe Jitura is not here in the finals. He missed by last 2 shots. So if
And
he was there,
I was in the qualification hall, and it was the Indian, maybe 50 or 60, probably friends, were watching, and it was like, it was a sigh at the last.
yes,
So sad.
yes. It was really. Even I was watching it. Even I was praying for him. At least shot 10.0 also, so he will qualify for the finals. But Омельчук shot 8.4.
Well,
he
that's
was
gonna,
leading.
That's going to hurt him.
Yes.
Mikic 10.2.
And Matsuda need to shoot now. Aiming. He's the only one left.
Looks like the athletes describe him as a very comfortable position. He looks very stable.
Yeah. He shot
And
9
as-
point.
And as you mentioned, he's used to clawing his way up the ladder. So it is Shu who has the least experience, who really is struggling today.
Yeah,
The next shot's an
both
elimination
the
shot.
Chinese are on 8th and 7th place.
So we're going to have an elimination.
Yeah, elimination shot. Let's see.
And it's a long way back.
Yeah.
Well, was focusing on short.
Yeah.
He needs to do something. Well, he needs to rely on the others, to be fair.
He needs to shoot at least 10, I think. And
Matsuda 9.3, Омельчук 9. They're all nines.
she shot
But
10.1.
Yang shot,
Yeah,
no, it's not going to be enough.
10.4.
10.4.
Yeah.
So the top athletes are shooting nines. Maybe some tension.
So the final 8th position, we have a shoe from China.
Well done, Xu. Valuable experience. Some of the Asian games coming up. Wonder if he has a place in that. So it goes on. It's that's 12 shots out of the way. We're going on 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 to 48. And we'll see if we can have some new records or quite close to it.
Even that Serbian guy, Gargic on 7th, and he shot very well in the qualification today. Shot a series of 100 also.
So look at that. That really is an exaggerated style, isn't it?
Yes,
it clearly works for him.
It is a very hard for me. If I want to shoot like that, then I'll not shoot more than 1 year, I think.
At 19 years old.
Yes.
Matsuda was a 9.2.
Yes.
Korostylov 10.4. Gargic 10.5. Miketsa 10.1. So there's no major changes.
Yeah, but
And Омельчук at 10.1.
Korostylov came on the 2nd. Now Matsuda on 3rd. Again Chinese 9.4. Yang.
So Wei Yang is now in the hot seat and he's 0.4 back from Tran from Vietnam. It's European dominated.
Yes.
And will these athletes be conscious of where they are in the scores? Do they know they're in second or first place? Do you do that when you're competing? Do you know where you are?
Yes, we can see, because now according to the rules the screen is in front of you and you can see everything what is going on. And
are you calculating or trying?
Not calculating, just we see that am I doing okay or no. So it was like that only. But if we started calculated, then it is more difficult for us.
So we're going to lose Yang.
Yang shot 9.7. Vietnam 9.1.
So both of the athletes of the People's Republic of China have been ruled out. Tran now has a 0.5 deficit to make up on Gričić from Serbia.
Yes, he need to shoot good shot this time if he wants to stay in the finals.
And it's very close at the top as well. Korostylov and Омельчук. They've been leading all the way with Matsuda going up and down.
Yeah. It was not that big difference in first 3 or 4 even, we can say. Even Damir is very close.
Clearly masses of experience. There you go.
Yes.
Matsuda has his name on his gun, so no one's going to pinch it.
So he looks very calm, cool, like his way of shooting.
But as I mentioned, he just scraped through, so I guess it's he has nothing to lose, and he's been here many positions before.
Oh, he shot 10.4, very good shot. His timing is like very good in the finals. I watch him so many times.
Well, that's shot 15. I remember watching him in Munich, and I think his 14th, 15th shots, and 16th was, it's like a 10.9, 10.8, 10.4.
Yeah, it was a close fight.
Shot him up, didn't it?
Yeah, close fight between Jongojin and Matsuda.
They both came up, that's right.
Yes, yes. When he shot 10.9, that guy shot 10.8. When Jongojin shot 10.9, then this Matsuda shot 10.8. It was like that.
So Tran now on the hot seat, has a deficit.
Just 0.1. Let's see who's gonna stay in the finals.
Matsuri 9.1. Well, they're all firing.
Tran shoot 9.2 and 10.0
Gargic
for
is safe and
Gargic.
Tran is not.
Yes. Gargic will stay.
So Tran now takes the 6th place. It's now an all-European final.
Yes, only one nation, Matsuda, is there, and even last shot he didn't shoot well, so he's on number 4 right now. But Damir picked up so well. He's on 2nd place.
So Омельчук looking solid. He's been putting together, you can see, last 4 shots at 10.1, 9.8, 10 and 10.5.
Yeah.
But there again, Mikets is coming up the board with 4 10s in a row.
Yeah, he's coming up. And let's see what happened in the next 2 shots. Korostylov 9.9 and 10.5 by Matsuda. Oh, 10.6 by Gargic.
Well, Gargic has a deficit to make up, so he wants to stay in the tournament. The 2 5th and 4th places are shooting high 10s, deep 10s.
Yes, 10.1 by Serbian. Dame.
So Омельчук at the moment with 170 after 17 shots. With my mathematics, that's an average of 10 exactly.
Yes.
When Zarina Омельчуk won the Europeans, she averaged 10.28, and she came through. That's by far the best score ever. She had a 2.46.
Okay.
Which is absolutely
that's
amazing.
Really amazing, really amazing.
Matsuda won the World Cup this year in New-Delhi with a 2.40.
Yes, and also he also showed very well in Munich and Azerbaijan. Still aiming.
Korostylov at 9.6. Омельчуk 9.8. Wow, Matsuda doesn't want to go out.
10.7 and 10.2 by Gargic. So, Gargic need to be.
Yeah, Gargic with good shooting. His last shots were 10, 10.6, 10.2.
Yeah, he shot very well in the last, but it was not enough to stay in the finals.
So he takes 5th place.
So now we can see first 3 are very close, like 0.1 and 0.4 difference is there.
Korostylov has a bit of a deficit. He has 0.5 to make up.
Yeah, it was a tough fight. It will, yes. So now
he's been struggling. He has the last 3 shots were in the 9s.
Yeah, he is struggling seriously. And now let's see.
So we've had 18 shots, 2 to go. Next elimination, 4 athletes, nicely spread out. The audience starting to clap.
Yes. Now because after this the medal winners will be decided. So
10, Korostylov, Омельчуk 9. Matsuda's really coming strong with a 10.5.
10.5, yes.
Miket's yet to fire.
Oh, Mike shot 8.8.
A painful
yes.
8.8. It now means he drops back into 4th place.
Yes.
And he has a 0.2 deficit with 1 shot.
It's very hard.
So
you can't expect what happens next. So
well, that's the reason
he was
it's
leading.
quite fun to watch.
Yes, he was leading, and after 8.8, he's directly jump on the 4th place. So let's see. 0.2 difference between them. Korostylov and Nikit Damir.
Korostylov in your picture. Last shot was a 10.
Yes.
Matsuda, massive shot. Korostylov 10.5. That means
Mikis need to
needs
shoot
a
10.7 at least. Oh,
No, not enough.
not enough. Yes. So Mikis is the one.
So he gets to take 4th place. Won last year. Will be competing later in the week.
Yes.
Then he gets to take the 4th place.
So Matsuda is on a good lead now. 0.8.
So the bit, like you mentioned, they're spreading out a little bit at 0.3. Omelchuk, who was leading for most of the competition. Last 3 shots have been 8.8, 9.8, 9.9. And Matsuda's had a 10.5, 10.7, 10.5, 10.9.
Yeah, it is really amazing in the
different level, isn't it?
Yes.
Different
and
level.
he's really shooting a very good finals. From last, I saw his last 3-4 finals, and he always won some medal for his country.
Well, here he is in action.
Yes.
Looks in control.
Yeah, he looks in control, and let's see, his timing is so good.
Korostylov 10.4.
Yes, 9.8 by
Matsuda
again 10.4.
Keeps his lead.
Yeah. Shooting so good.
Say 0.9 down is Omelchuk from Ukraine. Very experienced athlete. Jamie just announced we're fighting for the bronze medal in the next shot.
Yeah, Omelchuk is 0.9 behind.
No, well, Omelchuk's been the first to fire, but both Ukrainians, good to have.
Yeah, both
2 Ukrainians in the last 3.
Korostylov shoots
there they are,
so fast. Like, he's the first one, I think, who shot. Yeah, he shot
a 10.8.
10.8.
Wow.
So there is no chance for Omelchuk now. He shot 10.1. It's a good shot, but 10.8 is.
See what Matsuda has to offer.
Matsuda shot 9.8.
So he's losing ground. Great tournament for Ukraine. Oleg Omельчук takes the bronze medal for Ukraine.
Yes, and another Ukrainian guy to fight for gold and silver.
So 2 shots to go. Matsuda is leading by 0.8, but as we saw in the last shot, there was a whole point changed hands. So 2 shots to go. They're both winners. They both won this year.
Yes.
Munich was Korostylov, Nью-Дели. It just shows we are looking at the top 2 shooters of the season have come into the final.
Yeah, they both win World Cup medals. They both are the champions. So anything can happen in the last 2 shots.
Well, look at this 0.8 deficit. Korostylov's going to go fast.
Yes. Oh, 10.4 and 10.8. So he covered his 0.4. So now the difference is only 0.4.
Giving me the last shot. Well, this is quite remarkable. His last 4 shots are 10.5, 10.4, 10.8, 10.8.
Yeah, even the world record is 241.6. So Matsuda, if he shot,
and that was Christian Reitz. Christian Reitz did an 8 in the last shot, and he said he said he shouldn't have this as a world record. When I was talking to him this morning, he said the world record should be better than that because the women's is a whole 5 points higher.
Yes.
So the world record, this is the last shot. Yes. Deficit 0.4.
So let's see who's gonna win.
9.9.
9.9 and Matsuda shot 10.9. Oh, sorry, 10.2 and again new world record by Matsuda.
1.8. Good spot.
Yes, and equal world record junior by Korostylov. Amazing final. Amazing final.
That was amazing because we were both sitting in the qualification
Yeah,
for the last 5 minutes. He looked like he was out. He was in ninth position.
Yes.
Chichirai missed the last shot, and there's a little jump in the air from Matsuda.
Yeah, it is a really lucky day for him. Like, but he played so well in the finals.
Ole Омельчук takes the bronze medal for Ukraine.
Yes, Ukraine bronze, Ukraine silver, and Japanese gold.
Pavел Korostylov, as Jamie's just announced, he's equalled the world junior record.
He looks so cool, like he's not smiling.
Matsuda,
Good season for this guy. Like,
what a great season. Medals in every event.
Yes. In every competition he won. Like this season, 2 gold, 2 silvers, amazing.
So that's a bit of fun to start off the morning with. That was the men's 10-meter pistol. We're going to keep going in an hour's time. Say at midday, we're going to have the final of the 10-meter air rifle for the women, and then we're going outside with the men's skeet later. So it's a very busy activity. Amanpreet, thanks so much for coming in. We've really appreciated your knowledge and your enthusiasm. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you a little bit later.
Yeah. Thank you.